What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about the download for Season 1 Reloaded, new details on the first episode of Raids, and an entirely new feature. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and let me know down below in the comments, have you prepared for the first episode of Raids by maxing out some of your tier kits over in Spec Ops? Those are going to play a very important role, as the classes did over in Extinction from COD Ghost. We'll talk more about that deeper into this video for those that are still confused, and we'll get back to Raids in a second. But there was a message of the day that you guys probably missed, and it does say the following: prep your hazmat suit for the new DMZ experience, Building 21, earn a new unlockable weapon, and even more. So as we went over in a previous video, the blog did mention that to unlock the Honey Badger, aka the Chimera, you can do that through a weapon challenge or via a store bundle. So it's unclear what that weapon challenge is, but you could interpret this message of the day as, hey, you can unlock the Chimera through doing something in DMZ similar to the M13 assault rifle that we got at the beginning of the season. And coincidentally, the Chimera is also part of the same weapon platform as the M13B and the BAS-P SMG. So we'll have to wait and see what this challenge is. I'm sure we'll know more about how to unlock the Honey Badger in the next few days, but as of right now, I guess you could assume it's going to be unlockable through doing something at the new area in DMZ, which is known as Building 21. But I, of course, posted a separate video talking all about what to expect in DMZ and even Warzone 2 with the mid-season update. Now, when it says prep your hazmat suit, that also has me wondering if a new feature is being added to DMZ besides just a gas mask or those radiation blockers. Will there be a full hazmat suit added into Al Mazrah, and you can use that to go into the biolab or somewhere around Al Mazrah? And we know Building 21 is kind of just a biolab anyway, so I wonder if you need that before going in. The blog post, of course, mentioned something about redacted, needing something redacted to get into the building. We know new key cards are being added in, so I'm sure it might be a multi-layer type of quest to get into this new area. But can't wait to cover all this when the update does go live over on Wednesday. Now, gameplay also got posted of the Chimera Honey Badger with Orion Camo on it. I'm not going to show it on screen for obvious reasons, but you can check this account known as Raz over on Twitter. He's been posting quite a few different leaks for Call of Duty over the past couple of months. A lot of it's been spot on, and I'm not sure how he gets access to these things, but for those out there looking forward to the new Honey Badger, definitely check out that footage when you guys get a chance. But the Ghost of Hope also went ahead and butted into this tweet by saying that to unlock the Honey Badger, it'll be done through DMZ and it won't be a challenge available through multiplayer. Maybe he's just guessing or it's just a leak, but as a reminder, future weapons that get added in will probably get added in a variety of different ways, not just challenges in multiplayer or even just bundles, but they'll probably even incorporate ways to unlock new weapons through Spec Ops, Raids, DMZ, even Warzone 2, and I'm all for that. I like changing it up a little bit, not sticking to the same formula that we've had over the last 3 Call of Duties, which is that you can only unlock a weapon via multiplayer, or maybe Warzone sometimes, and if it's a Treyarch game, you could do it through zombies, but you get what I mean. Now, what's funny about having to unlock the Chimera through DMZ is that Raids is adding something like that. As I covered in my previous video, there's going to be 3 skins added in for Gaz. One of them will be available through a bundle, which you could just buy flat out. One of them will be available for free if you beat the actual raid mission itself, and a 3rd skin will be released for free for anybody out there that buys the bundle and beats the first episode of Raid. So I like the fact that they're adding in a variety of ways to get things. So I guess if you wanted to put an estimate together right now, you'll get Gas through Raids, the new Honey Badger through DMZ, and then maybe during Season 2 they'll add in other weapons that are unlocked just through multiplayer, maybe even Warzone. But I'm personally a fan of this all new way to unlock certain things, whether it's a weapon, whether it's an operator. Let's keep seeing that in future seasons, but without forgetting about the ability to also unlock a new weapon via multiplayer as we were accustomed to. But taking a look at the new blog post for Season 1 Reloaded, we got some nice new images of Atomgrad, the first episode of Raids, and we also got this description. So you're going to be in Urzikstan on the trail of their missing team. Price, Farah, and Gaz make a grim discovery in an underground bunker. Continuing from the events of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, the first Special Ops raid is something that will take, in the words of the captain himself, violence and timing. Those who successfully complete this raid will unlock a familiar face as a brand new operator to use in multiplayer and Spec Ops, as well as Warzone 2.0. It will also unlock a harder difficulty playlist that will test even veteran operators. You can expect to find plenty of intel that awards additional cosmetic items, in addition to some intriguing data it provides about the Modern Warfare 2 universe. So this definitely got swept under the radar a little bit. I didn't see too many tweets or even any videos on YouTube talking about the fact that there's more to unlock than just Gaz by being this first episode. There might just be a cinematic cutscene towards the end, because the trailer we got for Atomgrad does show us some nice cinematic shots, not just gameplay moments. So I wonder if there's an intro cutscene to this mission and then also an outro cutscene, also serving as the beginning of the true post-launch story for the game, since the beginning of Season 1 didn't really further the story past campaign, didn't really add much at all in terms of narrative. So I'm looking forward to this, on top of the fact that you can unlock a harder difficulty to actually play this mission in. So I wonder if there's a reward for beating that on a harder difficulty. That's crazy. And also the fact that other cosmetic rewards are going to be added in by finding certain intel on the map. That's crazy, and that takes Spec Ops to a whole other level, hence why this is considered an expansion of Spec Ops that is not free to play. So Spec Ops Modern Warfare 2 may seem a bit bare right now with just a couple of missions, that gun game LTM, but raids are going to really add some icing to the Spec Ops cake that we have. But now when it comes to the most interesting part of this blog post regarding a Tomgrad, it does say that to prepare for the raid, you have to access the raid itself by doing a raid assignment, which could be earned through the following methods. Either complete a specific daily challenge either in multiplayer or Spec Ops, placed within the top 20 in any Warzone 2.0 Battle Royale playlist, or in DMZ use the final extract helicopter with at least 30,000 in cash. Now, neither one of these is going to be simple, and we don't know what the daily challenge is yet for multiplayer or Spec Ops. That challenge will likely change every single day for at least a week or two. We're not sure how long the system will be in the game for. We're not sure if this is just something you have to do within the first week or two of the release of the raid, then maybe like a month from now, or when Season 2 comes out, they'll just leave the first episode free for everybody. You still have to own Modern Warfare 2, but they'll leave it open so that you don't have to get a key to go ahead and play it. And then it says, once a raid assignment is earned, that player and whatever squad mates they choose to bring in can access the raid for a full week. So if you know exactly who you're going to be playing with in the first episode of raids, just have one of you guys go ahead and do one of those 3 challenges, and then just invite your other 2 friends after that to save the maximum amount of time. You don't all have to go ahead and get a key unless you want to be the host of a match of this episode. Although there's only one mandatory requirement for raid access, the raid assignment, we have a couple of additional tips prior to infiltration. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to assume that the daily challenge in MP or Spec Ops will probably be the fastest method towards getting a key, because top 20 in Warzone 2 BR, yeah, you could just camp your entire match, sure, but things could still go wrong. And the DMZ one, which is to extract with 30,000 in cash, that's a lot of money, and on top of that, waiting until the final extract helicopter is in the map, that's going to take you a hot minute. So we'll have to wait and see exactly which challenge is going to be meta for this week. I'll keep you guys posted with this in a separate video. Now, in a previous video of mine where we talked more about the Rage trailer, did a bit of a breakdown for that, we also talked about a pretty crazy strat right now towards getting a lot of stars over in Spec Ops to make sure you max out some of your tier kits as quick as you can before this episode comes out. As they wrote here in the blog, warm up with Special Ops missions, get familiar with how agents fight against you, how Special Ops kits work, and the general strategies for completing a Special Ops run through its shorter missions. Completing them and earning stars give you some permanent rewards as well, making this practice worth your time. Tier up those kits. Because raids are a part of Spec Ops, it uses the kit system. Having a high tier kit means accessing those additional passive and active benefits during a raid, increasing your options for survival and progression through it. Obviously, there's 3 different kits you can use right now. There's going to go ahead and be Medic, there's going to be Assault, and even Recon. So if I had to guess, maybe you want to have a squad of 3 running each of the different types of kits, so one of each. Or maybe you have 1 Assault, 2 Medics. Definitely would recommend having at least a Medic or 2 on your squad though, since that's probably going to come in handy. But I don't think raids are going to be a mode at all where you could just hop onto once every mid-season without having played any other part of Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone and just think you're going to do well. You have to be prepared for some of these hour-long quests, and it might just be on par with Destiny raids or Zombies Easter egg hunts, as rumors have suggested. Now, before we talk a little bit more about raids, I do want to mention that PlayStation Game Size did report this earlier today on Twitter. Update 1.12 has been added to the database for Modern Warfare 2. This is definitely the preload for Season 1 Reloaded, which is likely going to go live for all platforms either tomorrow on Monday or Tuesday by the latest. What that means is that whenever that preload gets installed, you might end up seeing early access to some of this content via private matches, or you'll see hackers force loading things into the game when they're not supposed to. So be aware of a lot of spoilers that will probably pop up on the internet over the course of this week. I don't want to see any spoilers in the comment section of this video or anywhere on Twitter, so I'm going to be cautious of this because I'm sure the raid's going to have some really important narrative to really further the post-launch story of Modern Warfare 2, so just keep that in mind. But I'll keep you guys posted with when the preload does exactly go live for all platforms, how big the update is going to be. But I, of course, covered all the patch notes for update 1.11 about, 2 weeks ago. I'll also cover the patch notes for 1.12 later this week. But fingers crossed that nothing major gets spoiled for the raid, such as Easter egg steps or some cool rewards. We want to keep the element of surprise for something as big as this. I mean, hey, they dropped a trailer for just this expansion of Spec Ops over at the Game Awards. So the devs, the publishers, publishers, they're all taking this mode really serious, and I'm on board with that. So let's make sure that we stay a very positive and healthy community with the release of something as big as a Tom grad. But I wanted to ask you guys, why do you think they locked access to raids behind this key system? I'm actually on board with that. I actually like these kind of challenges, or the idea of needing to do a certain task before earning access to something as big as a whole new game mode. I'm a fan of that, maybe because I'm a content creator, but I know for those out there that want to just hop right into this, it might be frustrating if you have to go ahead and do a pretty tedious task in either MP, Spec Ops, or having to do those things in Warzone and DMZ. It might not be easy for you, but there's a reason why it's being described as a game mode for hardcore players, or like the article from Insider Gaming said, it's like Destiny raids, but just more tactical. There's a lot going into this, and I think it'll be a good maybe 2-3 hours before this ends up getting solved. But as I even say with Zombies Easter egg hunts, who cares how long it takes something to get solved? As long as it's fun and replayable, I think that's what matters the most for the longevity of the game mode itself. And I also find it interesting how the raid key gives you access to raids for just a week. So I wonder what happens after that week is up. Do you have to go in and do another challenge to get another key? Is something else being added in to kind of further the ability to replay a raid? I mean, like I said earlier in this video, I do think when Season 2 rolls around, or Season 2 Reloaded many months from now, whenever that raid gets added in for that season, what they'll probably do is just leave the first episode from Season 1 Reloaded up and freely accessible for anybody out there that owns the game. But you don't have to have a key to play that one anymore. You have to get a key to play maybe the new raid that gets added in with future updates. But that's all speculation at this moment in time. But last and definitely not least, there is a picture in the blog post that you guys probably glanced over, and that's one of Farah hacking a computer. So I'm gonna guess that's one of the steps of this big quest we're gonna see here in Urzikstan. I know based on the Insider Gaming article, there's gonna be a bunch of puzzles, water mazes. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, we got a glimpse of the water maze over in the trailer the other day where people were sharing breathing devices. So it's gonna be a mode that requires a lot of communication, and you have ways to communicate via Discord, PSN, Party Chat, or Xbox, whatever it is you guys want, but you also have the proximity chat available in Modern Warfare 2, and as I covered in a previous video yesterday, there is a new groups feature coming in Reloaded, allowing you to really make sure you know who your squad is, you know what time they're getting on the game, you can see what they're up to, and if they're a hardcore player or not. That's a cool new feature that I think will also help out with completing some of these harder missions like we're gonna see in raids. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the download for Season 1 Reloaded? How are you feeling about the brand new details we got for the first episode of Raids called a Tom grad? And also, how are you feeling about the entirely new feature, which is the raid key system, which requires you to do a certain task before you can access this first episode? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.